So let us go through today's agenda. We'll be going through introduction to Nixus technologies. We'll be looking at Hadoop and Big Data Expert course. What is Big Data? What are the conventional approaches and problems? What is Hadoop? What is HDFS and MapReduce? Then we'll be going through Hadoop use cases, Hadoop ecosystem. We'll be going through careers in Hadoop. What are the careers and development in Hadoop? And then finally we'll be taking your questions at the end. So guys, all your queries and questions will be taken at the end. In this session, we have muted you all because of large number of associates. But in the training, actual training, you can speak directly with the trainer. You can interact directly with the trainer. Okay, so before starting, let me introduce you Nixus Technologies. Nixus Technologies is an emerging training institute where our mission is to provide guidance and training on latest evolving technologies. So we'll be guiding you on latest technologies like Hadoop and Big Data. We are having trainers who have more than 15 years of experience and more than 4 years of training experience. So you'll be learning from the trainers who are having 15 plus years of experience, and they will be sharing their knowledge and experience with you. We provide online training in big data so that you can learn anytime and from anywhere as per your convenience. Since last 1 year, we have trained hundreds of aspirants in big data and Hadoop with almost 100% satisfaction. Friends, our target is to provide you and fulfill your requirement and fulfill your target with which you have come to join the training. Basically, keeping this in mind, we take feedbacks from each and every batch, and as of now, we have achieved almost 100% satisfaction from the training. So let us now see why you should choose us. We'll be providing you very interactive training which will be taken through GoToMeeting. There will be complete environment of classroom learning while you can be at home. Individual attention to all will be provided as maximum 8 to 10 students are taken per batch. So friends, you can see that we take maximum 8 to 10 students per batch so that each and every individual can learn in the best manner. We provide more of practical sessions than theoretical. The trainer will be assisting you in resume and interview preparation. There will be regular study material, assignments and workshops which will help you in better learning. During the session, you will be going through POCs and a live project. So more than 80% of the training will be practical, which will provide you complete hands-on from basics to advanced level of every concept you will be learning. This will make you workable from the very first day. So let us now go through Hadoop and Big Data Expert course. This is a fundamental course in Hadoop and Big Data for all those who are looking to start their careers in Big Data. You'll be learning the Hadoop ecosystem from basics to hands-on. As I told you, more than 80% of the training will be practical. So with each and every concept, there will be hands-on provided to you. You'll be working on POCs and a live project during the course. You can discuss with fellow batchmates and faculty on your queries through discussion forum. Friends, we have on our website discussion forum which will have access to all those who will be attending the training. So you can post your queries there, you can revert on others' queries, and you can check others' views as well. Other than this, you will be provided recording sessions of the training. So basically, this is one of the major advantage of online training, that you will be provided lifetime access to the recorded sessions so that you can anytime go through them and check your queries. The course will also prepare you for the certifications and interview in Hadoop. Okay, let us now go through the course details. As I told you, in this session we have muted you, but in the actual training you can interact with the instructors through voice, video and chat. There will be total of 36 teaching hours in total over 6 weekends or 5 weeks, whatever batch you will be selecting. So we have two new batches starting recently. One is starting from 21st of July, which will be a weekday batch taken on from Monday to Friday at 9:30 p.m. to 11 p.m. IST. A very good opportunity for all those who will enroll before 7th of July. We have early bird offer which will provide you 20% discount on the actual fee of 18,000. So your fees will be reduced and you just need to pay 14,400 rupees. Post 7th of July, if you enroll, you will be required to pay 18,000 rupees. Our second batch is starting from 2nd August, which is for all those who are interested in weekend training. This will be taken on every Saturday, Sunday from 9 a.m. to 12 noon IST. Same for it, early bird offer is available till 18th of July and your fees will be 14,400 if you enroll in early bird offer. After that, you will require to pay 18,000 rupees. So all those who are interested in enrolling for the course can drop us mail on info@nexustechnologies.com. Okay, now let us go through the program outline, what all modules you are going to learn. You are going to see Hadoop introduction and HDFS. You will be learning Hadoop setup on single node plus cloud computing fundamentals plus Hadoop setup on cluster. You will be also looking at Hadoop cluster optimization and HDFS workshop. You will be learning MapReduce fundamentals, which will require basic knowledge of Java. If in case you are not aware of Java, we will be providing you online links to go through Java. You will be undergoing MapReduce workshops. Then you will be learning advanced MapReduce concepts. You will be going through Hive fundamentals and workshops, Pig fundamentals and workshop, then HBase and NoSQL. You will be also learning Flume and Scoop. Friends, one more feature of our training is you will be learning the latest version of Hadoop, which is Hadoop 2. You will be going through Yarn, HDFS Federation, and name node high availability. Then as I told you, more than 80% of the training is practical. So with each and every concept, you will be undergoing several workshops, you will be undergoing several POCs. In the end of the session, you will be undergoing project, there will be project discussion and doubt clearing session. During the complete session, during the complete course, you can anytime clear your doubt with the trainer. So let me introduce you to the faculty for these batches. He is Mr. Anish P. Anish has over 15 years of experience in software development, of which he has spent the last 4 years as a big data architect. He is currently heading the big data engineering practice of one of India's largest analytics company. His area of expertise includes Hadoop architecture, development and administration, real-time analytics, social media analytics, and big data strategy. Anish is a BTech from IIT Bombay and MS from BITS Pilani in computer science. He is Cloudera certified. So guys, Anish will be sharing his experience and his knowledge with you all who will be enrolling for the training. So let me now handle over to Anish. I welcome you, Anish.
Thanks, Radhika, for the nice introduction. Very warm good evening to all of you guys. So guys, today we are going to see what and why of big data and Hadoop. So today, big data and Hadoop is a big buzzword in the industry. We know that, as I'm sure you have done the market research of the same, that today everybody is talking about big data and big data. So what exactly is the big data? Let's start our session with that. So guys, currently we are living in the world of data. There is a data explosion. Just imagine today we are having 2.5 quintillion bytes of data generated each year. 2.5 quintillion, that's huge. So much that 90% of the data in the world was created in just last 2 years. So guys, from the day of its inception of the data till last 2 years, that's contributing just 10%. It means you can understand that data volume that's getting generated, its growth is not linear with time. It is pretty much exponential. So with time, the data is growing at very fast rate. Data is growing at 40% compound annual rate, reaching nearly 45 zettabytes by 2020. So guys, as we can see here, in 2010 we were having data volume around 3 zettabytes, but when we are touching 2014, it's around 5 zettabytes that's available currently. But with time it is increasing like anything. Let's see some other example for the same. So guys, big data is not only the volume. So from the big data, it's understandable that it is volume. So I'm talking about big data. It means I'm having TBs or PBs of terabytes to petabytes, even zettabytes of data, which is pretty much understandable. But that is a single dimension of the big data, that is volume, that's data at rest. But there are few other dimensions of the data. That is, the second dimension is the velocity. What do I mean by velocity? Velocity means the speed at which the data is getting generated and the speed at which the data is getting consumed should be equals to each other. If I am generating the data at very fast rate and I am not able to consume the same, it means there is a lag between that. Let me share one use case for the same. I'm sure all of you are using the credit cards. Guys, by the way, how much time you need to do a credit card transaction? It merely takes 7-8 seconds, 10 seconds at max. When you supply password and your this amount gets authenticated. In that 10 seconds, the data needs to be collected, it needs to be processed, and it need to be processed around certain number of patterns, and then a decision need to be taken whether this transaction is fraudulent or not. You can imagine the data needs to be travel from n number of different places to your data center, and data need to be go back to your transaction system. And parallelly, millions of credit card transactions are going on. Now you can understand the complexity. That's called data in motion analytics. While data is in motion, we need to analyze the data because we do not have that much time to make the data at rest. Rather than that, while data is in motion, we specify our own KPIs and we analyze the data, because guys, the data analysis, the time that we get at our data center is merely few seconds, that usually 2 to 3 seconds. So adding one more point to the credit card transaction, how exactly it looks fraudulent. Say for example, at 9 a.m. in the morning, if you are doing a transaction from Mumbai, exactly after 2 minutes, if you are doing from the same credit card, if there is any transaction from say Chennai, it means there is something wrong in that transactions need to be cancelled. All such there are, by the way, n number of different algorithms running for the same, and in this manner the fraud needs to be identified. So the main funda here is that we are having very less time for that. Let's quickly move to the third dimension, that is the variety. Guys, we all are from the conventional background, so we understand that the data is generated, means the data generated that is in form of structured data, we understand that very well, but structured data that is getting generated is very less. By the way, there are 3 forms of data that is getting generated: structured, semi-structured, and unstructured. I think structured you understand, on which we can put a structure, we can create a schema and we can load the data in RDBMS, Oracle, DB2, MySQL, and so on. Semi-structured data would be like JSON, like XML. That data comes under semi-structured. But Guys, major part of the data that is getting generated is in the form of unstructured data, text, multimedia and all. So guys, there is one figure from IBM. More than 80% of the data generated today is unstructured data. Now guys, you can now relate to our existing technologies, our legacy systems, that RDBMS can't handle unstructured data. We can't store unstructured data in the RDBMS. Like data like your post to the social media, images, videos and all such type of data can't be stored in the RDBMS. So it needs a cost effective and innovative form of solution which can not only handle this much huge volume of data but also this unstructured data, as well as we need to store this huge volume of data at single location. Okay, let's move to the fourth dimension, that is the veracity. Guys, veracity is a little interesting. It means data is in doubt. When we are collecting the data, as guys, they are 80% of the data that is collected is unstructured. The same almost 80% data is not clean, that is called dirty data. There are lots of uncertainty due to data inconsistency, incompleteness, ambiguity, latency, deception and so on. So guys, such data needs to be pre-processed and converted into clean format. Such things are called veracity. Now apart from these four dimensions, there are a few other dimensions like volatility of data, like validity of data. So such are quite minor dimensions, that's why we are not discussing about that. That are clear from their name itself. Let's move ahead. So let's see few examples of the big data generation. Walmart is generating 200 million weekly customers across 10,700 stores in 27 countries. It is having 1.5 million customer transaction every hour. So guys, 1.5 million customer transaction, it is generating huge volume of data. In Walmart's Hadoop cluster, there are 3 petabyte of data stored. 3 petabyte of data stored. Just imagine, that's a huge. That is getting processed. Not only the normal processing is going, with that there are quite advanced processing also going on that. Guys, one more example of big data generation. One Boeing plane engine generates 20 terabyte of data every hour of flying. 20 terabyte of data for every hour of flying. Now, one question to all of you, please answer this. How much data do all the flights in the world generate every year? If there are 100,000 two-engine flights daily. Guys, I'm giving you 10 seconds to predict the number of zeros, means exactly how much, whether that is in TB, PB or what, how much data is getting generated with this. No. Okay, I got pretty less figures. Let me show you the answer. Guys, the amount of data that is generated is 6,000 exabytes. 6,000 exabytes or 6 million petabytes. That's huge. That's really huge. Now guys, that data is not just generated, that data is getting processed also. Now as we know that that incident happened for the Malaysian flight, now the airline industries are now planning to collect this huge data in real time. While your plane is flying, at that time the data was getting, now data will be getting collected, not only collected, that will be processed, so that we'll be knowing about all the information about the plane if there is any mishaps. Okay. Now guys, if I talk about till 2009-10, there were only conventional approaches available to store the data. What are those conventional approaches? By the way, currently in the industry also, there are lots of people are still using the conventional approaches. So we know for the storage of structured data, we use RDBMS, and for the storage of unstructured data, we use OS file system. For the processing of structured data, surely guys, we are pretty much aware of this. we use SQL queries. And for processing of unstructured data, that is OS file system, we use custom frameworks that is written usually in C++ or Perl Python. It's to many of our clients, we have seen that they use Perl for the parsing of the data, as Perl is having quite native capability of parsing. But guys, these technologies are very good. They are the best in the industry if we compare to any other technology up to certain limit of data. If your data is in few GBs up to say what should I say, few TB, not even multiple tens of TBs, few TBs, it is good. It can work. But as soon as your data volume increased more than that, these technologies will give you lots of issues. So what are all such problems with the conventional approaches? I'm sure guys, many of you have also faced the similar issues. The very first problem is the limited storage capacity. Guys, limited storage capacity means, say for example, if my warehouse can store only certain amount of data, if my volume is growing more than that, I need to archive the data. Let me share a use case. One of the leading telecom client in India, they are having by the way, the repository that their conventional solution that they are using is Oracle. They are using Oracle as their EDW. They can only store last 6 months data in their repository. The data that is older than 6 months, they need to archive the same to the tapes. Now guys, that is a very big pain point. I'm sure many of you have got such type of issues. What is the pain point? Because from the business, again and again, they are getting the requirement of processing of the data that is older than 6 months. The business is expecting few reports, few ad hoc reports, which is of the data older than 6 months. Now what is this? What they do? They collect the data, they again load the data from the tapes again back to another system, not the same production system, another system, and then they generate the reports. So guys, such type of activity usually take 36 to 48 hours. That is a huge. In today's era, if business needs to wait for 36 to 48 hours, that is really very huge. That's not acceptable. Second issue, limited processing capacity. So again guys, since your conventional technologies like say Oracle, that can be installed on a single machine, so it is having its resources limited to the single machine. I have seen that certain reports of these telecom client only, that is taking more than 4 hours to generate the reports due to limited processing capacity. Apart from that, I'm having quite a good use case that we'll discuss in the use cases section, that one of the leading retail client here in India, they are needing 10 hours to process their data, process their invoices. We'll discuss that in great detail in next few slides. Before that guys, next very big issue is no scalability. So guys, as we all know that with time the requirement of each and every industry gets increased. So if the requirement is getting increased, the solution should be scalable. But since your RDBMS or conventional technologies are deployed on single machine, we can't add more machine. It's a simple for that. At max you can add more resources, but for that you need to make the system down. Since it is deployed on a single machine, it is a single point of failure issue. Single point of failure, if your single machine goes down, that's called single point of failure. You do not have any hot standby. The next very big issue is sequential processing. Guys, if you are say legacy system that working on a single machine, it cannot have true parallel processing. It cannot have true parallel processing. It can be sequential only. Now next thing is RDBMS can only handle structured data. What about the unstructured data? Guys, we know that more than 80% of the data is unstructured, but such data can't be handled by the RDBMS. Last 2 points are pretty interesting. We need to pre-process the data. We need to pre-process the raw data, and the information is collected according to current business need. What about the requirement that is from future needs, which currently business itself don't know? Such type of things need to be taken care. So guys, what is the solution? The solution is big data and Hadoop. By the way guys, Hadoop is the solution of big data, but since the popularity of Hadoop, it has become the synonymous of big data. We call big data Hadoop. Although there are few other technologies that can handle up to say TBs of load, they claim themselves as a solution of big data. But guys, more than 90% of the people in the industry are using Hadoop. Rest 10%, even less than 10% people are using the other systems. So what is Hadoop? Hadoop is an open source project from Apache Software Foundation. It provides a software framework for distributing and running applications on the cluster of server. So guys, few things, important point here. Many of you will ask me that it is open source. It means, is it enterprise ready? So guys, I would say yes, it is enterprise ready. It is not only available in open source format, it is available also in the proprietary versions are also available. That is, companies like EMC, companies like IBM, Mapr, Cloudera, they are selling this Hadoop under their own name, under their own version, their own distribution. But from the Apache, the vanilla version is open source. It means guys, if you have requirement that is not getting fulfilled by the current version, current implementation, you always have the opportunity to change the code. By the way guys, I have also faced the similar issue recently. What we did, we simply changed the source code and deployed it once again, simply. So guys, that's the beauty of open source. By the way, I am also part of this open source community. I have also written few modules of Hadoop. Next point that we have discussed, that it provides a software framework for distributing and running application on cluster of servers. So guys, Hadoop doesn't work on a single machine. Hadoop work on cluster. Cluster means multiple machines parallelly. It means, say for example, I'm having a 10 node cluster, 20 node cluster, 100 node cluster, or 1000 node cluster. On such type of cluster, Hadoop works parallelly. Hadoop works in distributed mode. It means it works parallelly on n number of machines. Now guys, while I'm giving you the design principle of Hadoop, few basic definitions of Hadoop, here you can relate the same with the problem with the conventional approaches. Just from the design principle only, you can see that almost all the problem that were available from the conventional approaches will be resolved just from the design principle. Since it works on the cluster, it means it's very efficient. So guys, means all the people guys, all the guys in the industry say that Hadoop is very fast, it's efficient, pretty much efficient. So it's not like that Hadoop is doing any magic. It's the distributed processing power that Hadoop uses. Hadoop processes the data parallelly over cluster, over hundreds of the machine, whatever size of the cluster you deploy. By the way, Hadoop is inspired by Google's MapReduce programming model as well as its file system. So Hadoop actually Doug Cutting and his team at Apache was working on the Nux search engine. So they got the similar requirement as the paper published by Google. So Hadoop was started as a sub project of Nux, but due to power and popularity of the Hadoop, soon it became the top level project. Again, one more definition of Hadoop. Hadoop is open source framework that is written in Java. Now guys, Hadoop is written in Java, but it doesn't mean that you can only code in Java. You can code in any of the other languages also, that is in C, C++, Perl, Python, Ruby, Groovy also. But from the industry, it's recommended to code in Java, so that you will be having the lower level control of the complete flow as well as data. Apart from that, guys, Hadoop is not merely a small tool, it is framework, but the recent effort that's going on in the industry for the Hadoop to make Hadoop as a data operating system. Now in the actual sessions, we'll see that Hadoop has been optimized now currently to use it as a data operating system. You can use any of the applications on the top of Hadoop. There are almost all the solutions of the applications available on the Hadoop. That's if you want for the real-time streaming, real-time processing, if you want to say for online processing, if you want to take it for say graph processing, almost all the type of processings are now available on the top of Hadoop. So what's the main point here? Now currently Hadoop is becoming data operating system. That's really very big word. Now it efficiently processes large volume of data. As guys, we know that Hadoop is a solution of big data. It processes large volume of data on a cluster of commodity hardware. Now guys, Hadoop can work very well on commodity hardware. By the way, what is commodity hardware? Anyone knows? Correct. The hardware, low-end hardware. That's we use for our day-to-day purpose, like 4-core machine, 8 GB RAM, like that. That's correct. Cheap hardware. So Hadoop has been deployed in the production also on such commodity hardware. So guys, you can set up the complete cluster of commodity hardware. Hadoop doesn't need any specialized systems, any specialized server. If I talk about, guys, say like Oracle, the example that I have taken in front of you, that is one of the telecom client is using Oracle and they are facing all such issue. The machine, the server these clients are having is really very big. If I give you the configuration, means guys, the server they are having is 500 gigs RAM, 128 core processor, that much huge server that they are having. Then also such monster system is not capable of solving their issues. Guys, on the other hand, Hadoop works merely on commodity hardware. So guys, if I add the resources, or say for example, if I purchase 100 machines and I add all the resources of those machines to become the single machine's hardware, then also those 100 commodity hardware's cost will be 10 to 20 times less costly than the single machine's cost, that monster system's cost. What I mean to say by this, guys, since due to this commodity hardware thing, Hadoop is pretty much economic, and it has been accepted from large scale industry to the small scale. Now, as we discussed that Hadoop works on a cluster of machine, but guys, it doesn't mean that it can't work on single machine. You can surely set up Hadoop on a single node. Say for example, for our R&D, for our learning, for our development, or for all such purpose, we usually set up Hadoop on a single machine. But for the production, we use cluster. So as guys, we know that real power of Hadoop comes with a cluster of machines. Apart from that, it can be scaled from single machine to thousands of the node on the fly. Now guys, you can recall the problem with the conventional solutions. They don't have scalability, but Hadoop can be scaled from single machine to also to thousands of nodes on the fly. On the fly means without any downtime. Your users won't even feel that there is something has been changed in the background. At the back end, you can keep adding more machines. It's like just very simple and smooth. Now guys, Hadoop consists of two key parts. The very first part is HDFS, that is Hadoop Distributed File System. The second part is MapReduce. So HDFS is the storage layer in Hadoop and MapReduce is the processing layer in Hadoop. We'll see both these two layers briefly. Let's firstly look at the architecture of Hadoop. So guys, this is the node level architecture of Hadoop, very basic architecture. As here in the figure, you can see that Hadoop works in master and slave fashion. It means there is one master and there can be n number of slaves. This n can expand to thousands. So guys, you can have say 1, 2, 3 up to thousands of these slaves in a cluster. Surely, as the name is suggesting you, it works on master and slave. It means master node is a manager node that doesn't do work, that whose work is to manage the cluster, whose work is to manage the slave. Actual work is done by the slaves, all such slaves. Now guys, just imagine that till now in Oracle, your work submitted by the user was done by a single machine. Just one machine was doing your work. But with Hadoop, when a client submit any work to be done, master submit the same work to all the slaves. It means if I'm having a 100 node cluster, 100 machines parallelly is doing your work. You can imagine your work will be almost 100 times faster. That's the beauty of this architecture, by the way. It's if I give you an analogy, say for example, if you are having one person building a home rather than that 100% build a home, You can imagine the speed that you will be having with 100 persons, 100 people. Now guys, here for the backup of master, we have the secondary master, and we have these slaves. Now guys, when user copy the data will be distributedly stored on the complete slaves, on the complete cluster, and when user submit the algorithm, that algorithm will also be run, that algorithm will also be submitted parallelly over the complete cluster. All these slaves, wherever the data is available, the algorithm will be submitted and they will be processing the data. We'll see the same thing in next few slides with a little more information. Let's first view the basic definition of HDFS. What is HDFS? So guys, HDFS, that is Hadoop Distributed File System. It is the storage layer of Hadoop. HDFS is the storage layer of Hadoop. HDFS is highly fault tolerant, distributed, reliable, and scalable file system for data storage. So guys, what each and every term signifies, we'll discuss in great detail in our actual sessions. Let's move ahead. HDFS stores multiple copy of the data on different nodes. A file is split up into blocks and stored across multiple machines. So guys, this is the actual internal funda, internal working, internal flow of HDFS. Let's understand the same thing with some animations. The second point, suppose you are having a very big file, very large file, and if you want to store the same file into Hadoop, firstly the file will be splitted into blocks. The file will be splitted into a number of small blocks. The block size is 64 MB. So if you are having say 1 TB data, that 1 TB file will be divided into 64 MB blocks. So there will be like thousands of the blocks will be there. Now when you copy this data into Hadoop cluster, look at this. Look at the animation. It will be copied like, say block 1 is available here, block 2 is available here, block 3 here, block 4 here. In this manner, the data is stored distributedly. The data is stored distributedly. Not only just the data is stored distributedly, but also the multiple copies of the data will be stored. Look at this. Look at the animation again. Guys, I am having one replica of the block 1. Block 1's one replica is available here. Block 2 is available here as well as here. Block 3. So I am having multiple replica of the data is available. So you might ask that what's the requirement of multiple replica? So guys, for this multiple replica, that's called replication. With the help of replication, we achieve fault tolerance. We achieve high availability of the data. What do I mean by that? In case if a system goes down, then also your data will be available via some other path. Let me take that case also. Say for example, at any point of time, since we are working on a say suppose 100 node cluster, there is a certain probability that at any point of time, if in case my system crashes, suppose this system will go down, this cross mount system goes down, then what will happen? Rest 99 nodes should be unfunctional or should be functional? I would say all such nodes, whatever rest number of nodes are available, they must be functional. Because of just downfall of one node, they just rest of the cluster shouldn't become unavailable. What will happen then? This block, as you can see, B1 block is available here. The same B1 block is available here also. So in case if there is any request from the client, this B1 block will be fetched from this location. Now guys, you will ask me that how we will come to know that B1 block is available of my file here as well as here. So guys, master is the place who knows all the information. Master knows where all the files are stored. Master knows where all the slaves, which slave is having which block, and all such information master is having. It means master is having metadata. That is data about the data. So guys, that's a very brief about HDFS. I have taken a little fastly. Let me go back and read the last point for you. So guys, we have explained, we have understood this point. We have understood this particular point that HDFS stores multiple copy of the data on different node. We have seen that multiple replica over there. Apart from that, your file won't be stored as it is. File is firstly split up into blocks and stored across multiple machines. In Hadoop cluster, we typically have a single name node and n number of data nodes to form the HDFS cluster. Name node means master, data nodes means slaves. So guys, here again, once again, I'm running the animation for you. A large file will be divided into small blocks. There will be say hundreds or thousands of the blocks depending on the size of the file, and the blocks will be copied to the slaves parallelly distributedly, and multiple replica of the blocks will be created. Right? Now the next thing, it's overall architecture of HDFS. So guys, here this blue node is my name node, that is my master. Name node is also called master, where I am having my metadata, that is name, replica, location, block information, replication, all such information. And these blue boxes are the data nodes, that is the slaves. On the other hand, these green boxes are my data, actual data blocks. So guys, when a user copying the file, user write the data, so the data is stored in small blocks on all the cluster, the complete cluster, all the nodes on the cluster. I'm having, say, the nodes can be arranged in the racks. So what is racks and rack awareness, all such things we'll discuss in the actual sessions. So this is all about the HDFS basic architecture. Let's move ahead. Map reduce. By the way guys, map reduce is called heart of Hadoop. Hadoop is that much popular, Hadoop is that much fast, it's that much efficient, it's that much accepted in the industry. Everybody is talking about Hadoop, everybody is using Hadoop. Even in next few slides you will see that almost all the companies across all the domains, people are using Hadoop. The main reason is the map reduce. Map reduce is the programming model designed for processing of large volume of data in parallel by dividing the work into set of independent tasks. Let me explain each and every word in great detail. So guys, MapReduce is not just merely a say tool or anything. It's a programming model. It's a framework that is designed for processing of the data, that is designed for processing of large volume of data in parallel. The very first thing, yes, it works on the large volume of the data. The second thing, it works in parallel. It is enjoying the power of parallel processing. Now, how it works? It divide the work. MapReduce divide the work into small tasks. Say for example, if user has given say very big work, each and every slave will do small work. That is small work that done by the slave is called task. So the same example that we have seen, that instead of a single machine, instead of a single man working, if I am having say hundreds of the machines working parallelly, independently. The same definition I'll explain you with some animation also. Let me read the last definition of MapReduce. MapReduce is a paradigm for distributed processing of large data set over a cluster of nodes. So guys, this distributed processing framework that works on a cluster of nodes to process the large data. Let's understand with some animation. So guys, we have seen the HDFS already. In the HDFS, we have a number of blocks already stored on the cluster. That is, block 1 is available here, block 2 here, block 3 on this node, and so on. Now look at this. This is really very interesting. When a user want to process the data that he has already submitted, how exactly the things happen? Firstly, user need to develop the MapReduce job. User needs to develop the MapReduce job. Then he will submit the MapReduce job to master. Master in turns look at its metadata, that where are all the blocks of the same file is available, and master will submit the same MapReduce algorithm to all the machines in the cluster. Look at this. Here the same algorithm is available here that will process block 1. the same algorithm. See, another copy of the algorithm is here that will process the block 2. Another copy will process the block 3 and so on. Now guys, this is very innovative principle that is given by the MapReduce. By the way, you can note down the same. This principle is called data locality. Data locality. What do I mean by data locality? Move computation close to the data instead of moving data to the computation. I hope you understood. As you have noticed that I'm moving my algorithm. Algorithm will be of few KBs, like say 10 KB, 50 KB, 100 KB. So my algorithm is traveling over the network. Algorithm has moved to this node where the data is available. Algorithm came to this node where data is available, and so on. Guys, I can't move my data. I can't move my data B1, B2, B3, B4 and so on, all the blocks, because the data volume for which we are talking, that is in the range of petabytes. And movement of petabytes of data over the network, it's really very costly, very costly. So guys, that's a basic of MapReduce. Let's move ahead. Why Hadoop and big data? Guys, what happened suddenly that everybody has started talking about Hadoop and big data? So guys, the very first thing I would say, currently analytics has reached to new heights, and my market now, there is a huge competition in the market. Today everybody is interested in knowing 360 degree of, say, customer, 360 degree of a number of processes and all. Also, analytics has reached to new heights. So guys, as we know very well that up to 2010 we were able to answer the questions with the analytics, like historical questions, like what was my sales last month, what was my sales last year, last 6 months, and so on. What was my sales last Diwali, last Christmas. But now analytics has reached to new heights. Today I am capable of answering the question, what will be my sale next month, what will be my sale next 6 months, next Diwali, next Christmas. Today I am capable of answering such questions also with the advanced analytics. So guys, today, say if I take the example of retail, they are interested in knowing about each and everything about their customer. That's called customer analytics. What their customer likes, what they don't like. So let me share one interesting use case with you. Recently we have developed one application for one of our retail client. So that retail client is having quite big stores here in the country. Now they asked us to make their store user friendly. How we can do that? Now guys, what we have done, that we got their last 6-7 years the sales data. From that we found out that what are the products that user buys together, what are the products that user purchase together. Say for example, if you are purchasing butter and bread, what is the probability that you'll purchase milk also? If the probability is high, that the user purchases these 3 products together, then we will place these 3 products together in the store. Now what happens guys, this is by the way a human tendency, that if you find the products in front of your eyes, the probability that you will purchase the product is much high. We implemented the same application. By the way, the application is called Market Basket. We implemented the same algorithm to one of the store for our testing, and what the result we got, it was amazing. The store has registered 24% increase in their revenue. 24%, that's really huge. Apart from that, there are a number of different applications for the, say for example travel, say for example e-commerce, like say I can take the example of this website, e-commerce, like if I talk about travel, currently travel industries are interested in finding out about the travel pattern of the customer so that they can provide them the relevant advertisement. If I take the advertisement of, say, website, your e-commerce website, let's take the example of either Amazon or Flipkart. Today they are understanding your each and every pattern, say from which page you are coming to the website, whether you are coming from Google or from Facebook or directly. Which is your landing page? which is your exit page. What is the most interesting that you find in a website? Whether you have purchased something or you are just going away. On the basis of all such things, they are provide you a number of different offers and number of different recommendations. You might like this or you might like that, something like this. So it's by the way, it's a very, very interesting thing. Almost all the companies who are having their website, they are doing the same pattern, the same things. Apart from the industry, say apart from like banking industry, retail industry, travel industry, your e-commerce websites, apart from all such places, currently big data has been implemented. Not only that they will use in the sensors, already implemented in the sensors, satellites, and geospatial data analysis. Since the data generated by all such devices are really very huge, that's why they need another form of solution that such data can be handled by this big data technologies. Apart from that, guys, currently in the military and intelligence also people have started using the big data. Currently military and intelligence are you're tracking all the patterns so that they can find out if there is any suspicious movement, like there is any doubt about the any terrorist activity, so that they can raise the alerts. So if there is any movement, any illegal pattern, if they find, like if somebody is sending some mails, they are tracking the mails, they are tracking the your phone records, all such things are getting recorded and getting analyzed. So these are the few use cases. Let's talk about few more use cases in great detail. So guys, this is the application that I myself has developed, an RT application for a leading retail client in India. My client is getting 100 GB of invoice data daily in XML format. That is a huge client that are having thousands of these stores across the country. They are getting 100 GB of XML data, XML invoices daily. Now the requirement from them is this invoice data needs to be converted, needs to be transformed into structured format. Now this transformation is not really simple, straightforward. They want the transformation to be going via validation, verification, and complex business rules. So guys, this verification and validation and verification is very complex. Each and every tag and each and every attribute of those tags are getting analyzed. They are getting analyzed, and if there is any issue, say number of digits in each and every attribute, number of say the data type in each and every attribute, everything is getting checked, validated. After that, there are complex business rules are also getting applied on that. So that is really very costly process. By the way, the client has already they already having their conventional approach. They are already having one solution implemented. They have developed their own solution in C and Perl for the this processing. But guys, this is a huge point that the time taken to process the data by the client is 10 hours. Since they are using the sequential processing, they are using Perl, the conventional technology, to process the data. By the way, 10 hours is really very big time. They are getting the data at 3 AM in the morning, and the business needs to wait for 10 hours to get the reports, to get the alerts. By the way, business wants early alerts. They want that at 7, 8 in the morning, if we can get alert, so that what was my sales last day, and if there is any required like decision, any action need to be taken, then they can take it immediately. So guys, when I visited them, they told their requirement was to make, if I can make it 5 hours instead of 10 hours, if I can make it 5 hours by using the big data technologies. So guys, guys, the same solution we have implemented using the big data approach. We have developed the code in MapReduce, the same MapReduce for which we have talked. We have developed the code in MapReduce. We have developed our solution in Hadoop. Now, very big surprise. It was very big surprise for my client. The time taken to process the data by Hadoop is just merely 10 minutes. We have reduced time from 10 hours to 10 minutes on a cluster of 10 nodes. Now you can imagine, guys, the performance that they are getting. Frankly speaking, guys, there is no rocket science, there is no magic that Hadoop is doing. It is the power of parallel processing that Hadoop is having. It is the power of distributed computing that Hadoop is having. due to which the speed, the efficiency is that much high. Let's move ahead. Let me read out quickly a few use cases as we are running out of time. Guys, this is a very interesting use case. Turn 12 terabyte of tweets created each day into improved product sentiment analysis. By the way, the sentiment analysis project we have implemented to a number of clients. Today, each and every customer facing industry is interested in finding about what the people are thinking about them. Say for example, if you are launching, say for example, you are say a customer facing industry, say you are a retailer, you are a telecom operator, or you are a, say from the financial domain, and if you launch any new service, if you launch any new product, you wanted to know what people are thinking about that, whether they are thinking positive or negative, or if positive, what positive, if negative, what negative. For the same thing, the terminology is called sentiment analysis. By the way, for one of the largest client over this planet, we have done the same thing, and we have analyzed their data. The data volume for them is in TBs per day, TBs of tweets and social media data. That's from the user review websites, Twitter and Facebook. That is in TB per day. And so the main objective was this. Say for example, today I'm launching a product. What is the people's sentiment about the product today? Say for example, after 1 hour, after 10 hours, after 1 day, after 1 month. If the product sentiment, if the sentiment of the user is negative, say 70% sentiment is negative, it means there is some flaw, there is some big issue. The business needs to take immediate action in that. But on the other hand, if say 70-80% sentiment is positive, it's a big hit. You can take it ahead. Okay, let me read a few more use cases. Turns billions of customer complaints to analyze root cause of the customer churn. Guys, by the way, in India currently the biggest, the industry which is having this issue as their biggest pain point, the customer churn, is the telecos, the telecom operators. As we know, last year, last 1 or 2 years, portability has been implemented. So people are moving from one network to another. Now, these telecom operators are pretty much worried that why people are leaving me. Why? What's exactly the root cause? So there are billions of customer churn. The same project we have implemented for one of the telecom client, that these are the 10 root cause of the problem. The next big issue, analyze customers searching buying pattern. Next use case, sorry. Analyze customers searching and buying pattern and show them the advertisement of attractive offer in real time. So guys, say if today we search about a mobile phone on the Google, we know that after just few seconds only we are going to get the advertisement of mobile phone of another website where Google ad is available. So Google is analyzing each and every of your searches, even your emails also, and giving you the advertisement. So guys, yeah, I'm sure you have noticed the same. If you are searching for a mobile phone, you'll get the advertisement of mobile phone. If you are searching for, say for example, laptop, you will get the advertisement of laptop. Apart from that, the advertisement that is shown to you is different, shown to me is different. For each and everyone, the advertisement is different. Now advertisement is highly content driven rather than just a broadcast. This use case we have already discussed. Millions of credit card transactions done each day, and banks need to identify the potential fraud in real time. The last use case, although 2 years old use case, 2012 US presidential election. This particular use case, guys, by the way, the theory of the same is available in the industry. Over the Google, for the same is available. Obama won the election due to big data. Obama, after giving a speech, he crawled the complete web. After, say for example, if he gave a speech in the New York and he will crawl the complete web. After after giving the speech, after 1 hour, after 1 day, after 1 week. Not only time wise, also the geographical location wise. Say for example, what's the people sentiment in say New York, in California. Not only all the locations of US, also like in India, like China, everywhere. Now, if he finds that his some comment, say for example, his some comment about the Iraq, his people is saying negative, then he will take the corrective measure in his next speech. So Obama has won the election due to big data. By the way, White House has also invested $100 billion in big data. I think this is the quite old news. So guys, this is the complete Hadoop ecosystem, out of which we have already talked about HDFS. That is the storage layer of Hadoop. HDFS, Hadoop Distributed File System. The second part is MapReduce. That is the processing layer of Hadoop. MapReduce. On the top of which, by the way guys, with Hadoop ecosystem, we have all the technologies available which provides you almost all the faces which you like. You can choose. Like Hive provides you SQL front. You can submit SQL query in Hive and Hive will convert that SQL query into MapReduce job. If you don't like Java, if you don't like coding, you like SQL, you can use Hive. If you don't like SQL, if you are a say script lover, you can use Pig. Pig converts the scripts into MapReduce job. Apart from that, for the ETL, we have got Flume and Scoop. And for the maintenance, for the workflows, we have got Uzi. This complete ecosystem that we will be covering during our sessions. The most complex component of the this ecosystem is the HBase. By the way, HBase is a NoSQL database. Now you'll ask me, what is NoSQL? Guys, NoSQL means that doesn't understand SQL language. That doesn't understand SQL language. The NoSQL database come into the picture where your SQL database can't handle your load. By the way, we'll be having all the overview of all these sub projects. Apart from that, we'll having the quite great discussion about from basics to expert level. We'll be discussing Hadoop and all its components, all such things like MapReduce. During our sessions, our main focus will be MapReduce. Now let me quickly talk about the future of Hadoop. IDC predict big data market revenue will grow at 31% a year, reaching $23 billion in 2016. That's huge. Apart from that, another IDC forecast suggests that big data technology and services market will grow at 27% compound annual growth to reach $32 billion through 2017, which is 6 times the growth rate of overall ICT industry, that's information and communication technology market. So guys, it is almost 600% more. That's really big. Apart from that, guys, there is lots of prediction from Forbes and all. Like Forbes is saying by 2015, world's 80% of the data will be in Hadoop. If world's that much data will be in Hadoop, you can imagine the requirement for Hadoop there in the market. Let's talk about the careers in Hadoop. So guys, companies that are hiring and using Hadoop, if I talk about the IT industry, almost all the companies, Infosys, Accenture, IBM, TCS, Wipro, Cognizant, HCL, almost all of them are using. Although I have taken just the big names, all these startups, all these small companies are also using Hadoop. If I take the analytics outsourcers, Mu Sigma, Fractal Analytics, Absolute Data, and so on. Retail, Reliance, Walmart, Cheers, Tesco, Carrefour. Consultants, PwC, KPMG, Deloitte, all of them are using big data. If I talk about in terms of domains, the financial domain where Citibank, SBI, HSBC, they all are using big data and Hadoop. If I talk about the telecom domain, Airtel, Reliance, Vodafone, Idea. By the way, out of these clients, I have implemented 3 places at the big data. Healthcare domain, Novartis, Dr. Reddy's, Ranbaxy, and all. In the e-commerce also, Amazon, PayPal, Flipkart, Snapdeal, they are using the big data. So guys, almost all of the company, all of the industry, they are using the big data. So this is the today's demand. Since their data volume has been growing like anything, so they need the effective solution for the same. Apart from that, guys, if we talk about the job trend in the industry, the big data job trend is going exponentially high. This is the, by the way, figure from the Indeed. So on the other hand, you can see ETL and DW is going down like anything, and Hadoop is also increasing at quite fast rate. Apart from that, guys, I recommend you to use the Google Trends. There, if you compare Hadoop and data warehousing, you'll see the Hadoop is increasing almost exponentially. It has reached here, while big data, this data warehouse and ETL has reached quite down. Now, last few things. Careers in Hadoop. So guys, if there are various job roles available, if I talk about Hadoop architect, whose work is to design, manage, and provide end-to-end big data solution. The experience required is 8+ years of experience, 10-12 years of experience at least. And the skill required for him is all these skills: HDFS, MapReduce, Hive, HBase, Pig, Uzi, Scoop, Flume, Java, and all. On the other hand, Java developer whose work is to develop applications in MapReduce, he should have the knowledge of MapReduce, HDFS, Hive, and Java. He should expert of this and have the basic knowledge of other things like HBase, Pig, Uzi, and all. The experience level is 0 to 5 years. Currently, industry is searching for such type of guys. On the other hand, we have got Hadoop administrator, whose work is to manage Hadoop cluster, database system, and design the data pipeline. And the knowledge required for them is Hadoop, Linux, network management, and hardware skills. They should have the basic knowledge of Hive, HBase, Pig, Uzi, all. Again, the experience level required for them is 0 to 5 years. So the fourth role in the industry for the Hadoop is Hadoop analyst. He analyzes large amount of data and bring out the insights. So his main function is, his main skill required for him is Hive and SQL. And he should have basic knowledge of Hadoop, Pig, and Flume. So experience required for him is 0 to 5 years. So guys, let's discuss that Hadoop is having a number of different fronts. Whatever front you like, you can choose that, and you can grow your career in Hadoop. So learn Hadoop. It's the future. Start now before it's very late. Already, means I would say lots of people has already started learning Hadoop and going into this particular stream. This boom of Hadoop is going on. So guys, join us and grow your career. How will Nixus Technologies help you? Guys, at Nixus Technologies, we are your first step to move on to the ladder of developing career in the latest and hottest technology, that is big data. You will be trained in the latest big data tools and technologies so that you can confidently make a career shift into the world of Hadoop. Guys, by the way, the goal of this particular training program is to make you employable into big data. Here you'll help we help you to gain the practical skills. Our focus is to gain will be more on practical rather than theoretical. Apart from that, we have introduced a student of the batch award that will whoever will be the best student, he'll get 20% of his fee refunded. So what is the end result of the course? You'll become the employable into big data and Hadoop industry. Here you'll gain the practical knowledge which employer needs rather than theoretical knowledge. Apart from that, guys, the work that we are going to do, that is POCs and a live project during the course, you can write the same in your CV also, and you can show them that yes, I have done lots of work in Hadoop. Yes guys, that's it from our end. Thanks for your time. Now we are open for the questions. Guys, for today you are muted, but in the actual sessions you will be unmuted. You can ask questions as soon as you get any question, and you can chat, you can ping me, you can speak, you can mail, whatever types, whatever thing you suitable, you can do the same. Guys, we are ready for the questions if anybody is having any doubts. Also you can see on the screen that our details. You can contact us on info@nixustechnologies.com or radhika@nixustechnologies.com. Do you have any queries, guys? How much knowledge of Java is required? Okay, so Abhay, the Java knowledge, just the basic knowledge of Java is required to learn Hadoop. And even if you don't know Java, we are here to help you, and we'll provide the recorded Java sessions, that is Java Essentials for Apache Hadoop, that we'll share with you. Okay, yes. So we'll surely provide you all the softwares, all the setups, everything will be provided to you. All the software, the setup, everything will be provided. Correct Mohan, will provide you all the material, course material, all the PPTs, all the manuals. Apart from that, we'll also share you all the codes, like all our practice code, all our POC code, project code, everything will be shared with you. Okay, Rajneesh is asking where we'll do the practical. Rajneesh, for the practical, we are going to install a virtual lab on your machine. A virtual lab will be installed on your machine, and you can do all your practice, all the assignments on your whatever we are going to give on your system at any point of time. Jitesh is asking. Yes, Jitesh, all the sessions will be provided to you, and you'll be having the lifetime access of those recordings. All of the recordings will be provided to you. So you'll be having the access of LMS. There will all the materials will be provided. Apart from that, you'll get all the recorded sessions, and there is a discussion forum also available for you. You can ask at any point of time any questions. Okay, what is the market requirement for Hadoop? Okay, the market requirement, I would say, Sandesh, it is really very hot currently in the market. Hadoop is like Hadoop talent is like a dream. Like, means even I'm also taking lots of interviews, and it's very hard to get the good guys. Frankly speaking, if I compare it with say, Java or any other conventional technology, if Java, if you want say 1,000 guys, if you want 10 guys, you can easily get the 1,000 guys. On the other hand, on Hadoop, if you want 100 guys, it's very tough to get 5-7 guys. That much shortage of the talent currently in the industry. By the way, in US currently there is a shortage of more than 1 lakh guys there. That's why they are going by another method, that they are hiring the other technology guys like Java guys, like Linux guys, and they are providing them the training. By the way, we are also providing the training to one of the big player. How do I enroll for? To enroll for the course, you can contact Radhika at the rate nixustechnologies.com. You can drop a mail to Radhika. So Radhika's contact detail is available in the chat, in the question also. Guys, the duration of this training will be 36 hours, 5 weeks or 6 weekends. Do you have any other questions? What is the bandwidth required to attend this online? The bandwidth is pretty low, means you just need a 1 Mbps connection. Even I have seen the guys who are attending from 512 kbps also. Guys are attending with that, and that's pretty much smooth for them. Do you have any other questions? Okay. I think Shubham is asking, I want to ask you. Yes, Shubham, please tell me. So guys, if anyone is having any other questions, we are open for that. Else we can close the session. About 6 months of industrial training. Shubham, our representative will talk to you. They will contact you. So guys, thanks so much for attending the session. Our representative will contact you. Thank you for your time. Hope you enjoyed the session.